Hello and welcome back in to Captain Bob's Park in Wisconsin Dells. We've got semifinal action today. We've got the number 1 seed Madison Kubb versus the number 4 seed Wolves Without Branches. We're familiar with Wolves Without Branches from our last video. It's Jesse Fram and Matt Green. And there in gray is Jerry Schuster. And in blue, navy blue and gray across the way is Lars Arnson. Both play in the Madison Kubb League and are playing under the Madison Kubb moniker. King toss there, win that, and I think with my hands up I'm saying, well, we got to go first. These guys were undefeated through qualifying rounds, the only undefeated team, and then took care of business in the quarterfinals and made it through here to the semifinals. There's Jackson and Matt messing around there. Matt's always willing to have a fun time, really great with the kids as well there. So we're going to go first. Wind, as you can kind of see, is picked up a little bit again. Lars and them chose side here. Kind of the same decision we made when we were playing in the quarterfinals. That's a good first baton by me, starting off 1 for 1. Match just a little long there. Baton looked pretty good, so it's again starting 1 for 2, which is kind of the minimal acceptable standard there. A little question here whether that one's going to be raised in or out, and Jerry says it's out. So a rethrow right off the bat for Lars. Kind of hops out there. We'll put it up towards the king and see what Jerry can do with this. Picks that one up. 3 batons for the 8-meter game. Ooh. Missed that off to the left. Gets Lars in here for some 8 meters. Very little movement from Lars. He's a darts player. He plays in several different leagues with darts. I think it's called dart ball, where you basically use it. It's like baseball, but it's with darts. He uses a lot of that same standard approach with Kubb. Starts out 0 for 2, so kind of similar to the way we started last match. We started, we lost the king toss. They got 1. We didn't add any. So they're kind of in a similar disadvantage to start this game. We'll see if Matt and I are able to take advantage like the Kubb Sweats did last round. It's a good hit there. Baton carried forward, but no double action, no field to base double action. And that was real long by Matt that time. He's trying to dial that 8-meter shot in. Just misses off to the left, steps off. We talked about that last time too. Oftentimes when there's 2 misses in a row, we'll switch out, sub out, give him a rest, let him take a little break before he throws that 3rd baton. Oh, I'm feeling it now. It's 2 8-meter shots pickups for me so far this first game of the semifinals. Yeah, I'm pumped up about that. A blaster can step up and get you 3 8 meters over 2 turns. That's good stuff. Ooh, that one almost, he grinds it a little short. It almost bounces through, but it does not, and we stay with a 3 Kubb advantage. Go +2 there. So all things considered, Lars and them know that it could have been worse. So they got to get right back into it here this turn. Looks like they're 1 along the pins, probably out. Yep, forced up against the screwdriver. I was going to say corner pin. That's more of a screwdriver. And is out. That's a real nice rethrow. With Lars both in his drilling and in his baton throwing, just not a lot of movement. Still feet, still lower half. Very minimal throw. Very easy to repeat. It's a wash, rinse, repeat kind of approach from him. Jerry picks up 2 there. baton just stops a little short of that third cube to clear it out. It's no problem getting that taken care of and getting Lars right back into 8 meter here with 3 batons. Got it that time. Got that one. +2. Jerry stepping up here with his last baton. He gets one too, goes +3. Very nearly +4. Lars barely missed on that first baton. So they go ahead and tie this bad boy up, but we we have the advantage of going. It's our turn here, so we're still in the lead. Ooh, that's not a very good first block. Kind of blocks us out there. Looks like I'm gonna go for what Dobby would call the or Dobby and Hodges would call the fix-it Felix method. There we go. But then I created another problem. So I'm trying to hit a cube out there left of it and bring it into the pile like that. Trying to keep chasing it over, try to bring these all over. Yep, that one bounces it in there too. So it's not the greatest example, but that is what we were trying to do here with all of those, is trying to move that one that's going to be an outlier to the left and try to bump it right and bring the cube you're throwing along with it. Ideally to bring everything into the pile. In this instance, we're going to have that one out by Lars's feet that's going to be out left still. So we weren't able to fix it 100% there. So we've got a couple of doubles and a single here. Let's see what I can do. Okay, pick up a triple, but still it's going to be about the same baton count, because now instead of having another double and a single, I have 2 singles. And now I hit the pin. That's great. And I point out there that the baton almost carried through and hit that cube. So here's a little slow-mo replay for us here. Show that hitting the post and rolling right through the opening. That would have been something if I could have gotten that to knock down either of those cubes, but I got nothing. So I'll just eliminate the one by the pin. Tough luck shot there. Second baton, and now Matt's going to have to do the field cube cleanup and then being asked to go into 8 meter mode. So kind of being pressed into double duty here early in game 1. Does a real nice job of resetting himself, getting ready for that 8 meter shot, not rushing himself. Oh, +2. That last baton, grounded out early again, but he gets this tournament's having some really good luck when that baton grounds out early. It's still taking care of those field cubes. Pushes us to +8. Well, not +8. We have 8 in play. +2 round for Wolves Without Branches there. Darlene there in the background taking a video or picture of her son there in casting. That one carries a little long. Lars, kind of just like my approach, is not afraid to move that baseline. He goes up and down that baseline looking for that angle. He has that same throw, that same approach. He's just trying to alter the landing spot to get it to have that nice little bounce left to right. Just so consistent. A lot of the times that's just the same action every time. Just trying to pick where he wants it to land. He's got one rethrow here. Throws it right in there. So it was that one of those early cubes there that kind of went a little long. That's going to potentially cost an extra baton, but they're in real good shape here to get right back in this or take the lead or potentially close out depending on what Jerry can do. We need to clear in 3 for the math to be in Madison Kubb's favor to close this out this turn. I didn't do a real good job of getting a nice view for the camera. I'm blocking off everything there. It definitely looks doable. That would be about, from my estimation, a 3 baton pile. Trying to get us a little better look here. Hopefully it won't turn out too blurry. A little pan and zoom action here to get us in there. Rocks that front one. Leaving 4 there with some junk in the way. I think they're kind of analyzing where they want to go from next. Lars is more of a cross-pitch shot guy, and I think that's what he's going to be calling for here to try to go after that triangle in the front and maybe push some stuff back and maybe get all 4 here. Ooh, spun the front one, turned it, and then it falls and picked up another, but they still have 2. There's a nice face there. You might be able to push into that other pile. Oh, just clipped it. So now we're on to baton number 4 here, trying to clear this field. And he does. So had to work a little harder than they might have thought initially to get through the pile, but they still have 2 batons left to go after 8 meter. They're still just by on the right hand side. Same with that one. Very stoic. A lot of the times when you watch Lars, don't notice much of a difference in his body language from a miss to a hit. Just very stoic in his approach. So we're still at 8, baseline clear. So we're looking to close this game out. Just looking to get a good little pile here. One pretty decent. One out of bounds, but that one's now starting to kind of block. It's kind of coming out to the left here, trying to get one out to the left hand side to kind of bounce it to the corner pin there, and it's really not working. That's what I'm looking to do. They're trying to get some piled up right there by the problem, nudge it, bounce it, try to get it more upright than horizontal. Yep, that's what we're looking to do there. Kind of crashing it out early and left and having it hop over. 2 rethrows for sure, maybe 3. It's looking like it's going to be 3. Yep, Matt says that one's out. That was the only one that I think had a hope of being in. So we're going to have 3 rethrows there. And maybe a Kubadox. That's going to have to make another call here. Looks pretty good. I think that's what he's saying too. So 3 rethrows. Danger, danger, Will Robinson. Just keep these in bounds. How aggressive do I want to get? Staying kind of conservative, staying out there, trying to just get them into the left-hand side of that pile. Yep. That's what happens sometimes when you go conservative. That'll cost a baton. I think I was trying to do a fix-it throw there, trying to bring that one to the pile and ended up shorting it, but it will be in, so that's all that really matters. So they're going to have some work here figuring out how to get these up. It looks like we will have 1 field cube that will kind of be out on the left-hand side. That may cost an extra baton. But in this situation, just need to clear it in 5. So we're just going to be looking at 1 here, figuring out if he wants to go towards the pin, he wants to go out towards the middle. This is looking like maybe a 3 or 4 baton pile. Potentially you could get it in 2 if you were Greg Jacobson. Yeah, cut out that whole middle part so we know we still got the left and right one there. Now, interesting baton action that slammed off of that screwdriver, came back and almost took out the other 2. But stay where the map has us, where we can win. 1 for 1 there. So we got 1 field cube and Matt's got 3 batons. We're in good position here to take game 1. Finish this out. And Matt does it, closes out game 1 for the 4 seed Wolves Without Branches, taking game 1. That is Madison Kubb's first loss on the day. First loss, and they did not lose during the qualifying rounds. Did not lose in the first round of the playoffs. So their first loss here. And you can say they had the opportunities. They missed some 8-meter shots early, and then that last turn had a chance to push it to 10 in play. 10 in play could have been a whole new game there. So I think they're just thinking they were just a few batons short. And it's going to be their turn to start. So going to be on them. A lot of pressure right at the beginning to get the game in their favor and keep it in their favor to push it to a game 3. That one just crashes out very early on. That one sneaks by to the left. Last match, it looked like they were sneaking by to the right. So now 4 batons here. Matt trying to keep things lighthearted here. An opportunity for us to really take a stranglehold in game 2 here. In this same situation against the Kubb Sweats last round, we went 3 for 4. Can we do better than that? That one was way short. That one was short. Yeah, not too pleased with myself there. So we kind of need Matty Ice to come through here. And he will. Just the first one. Matt himself doesn't have a whole lot of motion. It's very still. Just that arm motion back and forth. Very easy to replicate turn after turn. Similar to Lars. A clutch 2 for 2. And that block's going to kind of block him off here. Yep. Going to kind of go out. So the question becomes, do you have room to go to the pin there, or is it going to be forced the other way? No, that has room. Now the question we're discussing is, okay, do we go back and just give it, do you have enough angle there to come from outside in, clip that one and get the Kubb to the left, or do you go forward, make them more of a fence and force them to throw from further over? You see Jerry all the way over to the last Kubb there, thinking that that's their best shot to get it in one. So Lars will come over there and take that shot with an opportunity to get both of them. Just gets the one, but that's definitely better. Oh, and it looks like we have staggered pitches, so it looks like he actually picked up a baseline from another adjacent pitch that we were talking about there. But the key point there was that he got one. You see that teams often move over and will miss from there, and often go again, and then maybe get it or maybe miss again, and they'll just eat more batons up trying to get it in one when they could have been better off just going 1 for 1. Jerry's missing off to us. All of a sudden, we're on a bit of a cold streak from both players on 8-meter. Lars still has 2 batons, though. Really needs to connect with both of them to keep this game even as we move along. Oh, that momentum's going to continue to go against him here. That looked like it was just over top. That looked like perfectly aligned, just a little long. That one got it. Yeah, you can tell by Lars's face there that he thought he had that first one. We're going to try a little zoomed in approach here on this turn to see how, in comparison to in Lars's turn over there, is this a better view? Is this going to be too blurry? We're going to test some technology for later videos to see if it makes sense to zoom in during the end cast and blast phase here. Give us a better idea of what we have going on. Body language on that last block. I think we wanted it to bounce and move over behind the 2 Kubbs more. As it is, it's going to kind of make it more fence-like. My body language there indicated I wasn't too happy with where it ended up. So we'll see what happens here. Got a bit of a triangle out there. Oh, completely airmailed it. We've seen me do that a couple of times this tournament. Oh, we got 2 of them there. Leaves us with 1. That's where I typically try to line it up for a double. Oh, so that clipped the top of that one and went just over top of that second field cube or baseline cube there. Reacted and we thought for sure out of my hand that was going to slam into that baseline, and it just missed. Matt gets 1. Watch out, folks. He's heating up now. Yeah, that's 4 in a row for him now. Can he make it 5? Yeah, that's over the course of 2 turns, 5 baseline cubes in a row. He's really feeling it. Baseline clear, take a stranglehold here in game 2. So what can Madison Cube do? Can they punch back here and get back into it? One thing we do know is Lars is going to throw a good group. He's going to move up and down that baseline. He's got that very specific throwing style. Crashes there, moves right. Couple of rethrows, but all the rest of them are looking good. 2 rethrows here. Lars also is the type of driller that he's not a stranger to any rethrows. Oh, that one looks like it's going to be short. That one's about where you want. It looks like that one kind of crashed into the pile, kind of got blocked off, and didn't go up over the pile. Just kind of came short. We test that it's going to be short, so it's going to be a penalty, the first penalty of the match. Everything else looks splendid. Looks good. But in a situation, yeah, that's going to be out there. Situation where you're looking to extend this game longer. You know, Matt and I are going to look at this pile and say this is 1 or 2 batons. Let's just make it an 8 meter. They've obviously gone a little cold this game with 8 meter, so no reason to overthink it. Let's just make it another 8 meter shot. Get him back to 5 baseline cubes. Well, 5 on the baseline, 4 baseline cubes, 1 punishment. Yeah, Jerry very nearly got that all in 1. He will get it in 2. So they still have 4 batons. They still have a way to push this to 9 in play. Yep, he gets the first one. Nice looking baton from Jerry. Looks like the wind's gone a little bit right to left on the pitch here. So Lars is kind of adjusting a little further down to play cross, play the wind more at his back. That was perfect. +2 is exactly what they need to try to press this further. They need to get as many off the baseline as possible to give them the best chance. Oh, just left. Yep, that one's good too. +3, which is great there. Obviously, the penalty comes up big. There's a chance without that, things break their way. They might have been able to get all 5 off the baseline. So pushes us to 8 in play. You'll see me there as we get more cubes in play. There are some light and heavy ones in this in these cubes on this pitch compared to the other one. So I'm kind of tossing them, throwing them up, seeing how they react in the air weight-wise, and have them in a certain order. I, like most, like to throw the heavy blocks first and the light blocks later. So I'm lining them up according to weight there, and I'm going to be throwing the heavy blocks first. Ideally the heaviest ones the first few, and then lighter as we go. I think that if you want to establish a wall, I'm all about trying to get these first few in the right spots and then slam the rest of them into those blocks, which is why I want the heavy ones down there first and then the light ones to slam into those heavy ones because they won't move as much. If you do it the opposite way and have a light cube there and then start slamming heavy cubes into it, they're going to move. You're going to end up with a lot more rethrows. So that's kind of the thought process there. This is looking pretty good. it's kind of spread out back, which is way more preferred than having it spread out towards the king. Oh, that one kind of bounced out there and will be back further behind everything, but I still think this will be good. Have a little chat there with tournament director Sarah. Oh, the water bottle was out in the sun all day. It was getting really quite hot. I think that's why I was asking them to see how hot this water bottle was. They're taking their time here. They've got some doing a really good job of trying to figure out the best way to raise it, and also trying to basically with some of these as they get more complex, you're trying to figure out all the steps of how to raise it before you start, so that you raise it in the right order and get everything raised according to the rules. Good first baton there, cleared out all but 2 or looks like I got 3 still up there. Grounded that one. You've seen that a few times now, where the tip of the baton hit the ground first and then still hit a Kubb, which is what you want. You don't want it to hit nothing. So this puts us in position here to close this game out and take the whole match. Similar to match 1, where we've got 1 for cleanup for Matt, no problems. And the king for the win, which we take care of. So, Wolves Without Branches win the match 2-0 with a pretty commanding lead and win both games for the Wolves over the number 1 seed. Got to feel good about that. Behind us, kind of the pitch diagonal, you can see Damien there in the green is on the pitch. For the other semifinals, it was Damian Moore and Steve Dolan versus the other semifinalists, Trevor Bailey and Cody Glorioso. And that's going to be our next match here. So that match will be coming up here shortly. We'll get that match footage into our system, get it edited down and to you as soon as we can. And until we see you then, you guys keep on Kubbin'.